Hey everyone, it's Blake. Welcome in to episode number 73 of our WWE 2021 Save and TEW 2020. This is our official Mae Young Classic preview, the 2021 edition, and we have made it to the tournament. And it's one you guys know I've been hyping up for a long time. We had some breaks there in our series, of course, for a month or so here and there, but we've been talking about this Mae Young Classic for what feels like almost 6 months now, and we finally made it here. It's again something where we had our booking plans in place. We kind of had to halt due to my work schedule and those kind of things, and consistency was a little up and down. But I think now we've kind of figured out a good schedule to get more of these videos out, and I'm just excited to be here to the Mae Young Classic because I am just thrilled about the possibilities with this tournament, and we will see if it turns out to be is good on paper, at least. I think we got a lot of good-looking matches. I think it could be a good one rating-wise, just from a lot of different ones that we have. But this is the official preview, and as always, because now this is our first official tournament. I guess we had the King of the Ring and those kind of things all from the start. But let me know what you think, because I want to know your predictions. This is going to be. I'll say this: my plan in putting this together was to make this as unpredictable of a tournament as there is, because, as I said, I want to make this the best women's tournament, but also want to make it a little unpredictable. And I think, as I go down this list here, I'm not going to tell you exactly who I'm thinking, but I'm looking at it, and I feel like we've at least done a good job putting together different winners that could win this whole thing. And I think that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make it where, all right, you look at this bracket and say, okay, I see two people, and that's it. I wanted to at least make you think that, okay, maybe there are a couple favorites here, but I could also make a case for this person or that person. And that's really what we tried to do with this whole bracket. And so we built everything up. We teased a lot of matches. You guys know I teased a ton of matches here, whether it was, Becky, Sasha, Charlotte, Kairi Sane. We teased a lot of stuff throughout this thing. So there's a lot of different ideas to work with here on that. So I want to know what you think. Give me your predictions, and we'll go through the field here now, and we'll kind of just quickly preview some of these matches. Of course, the main event of night one is going to be the match at the very top of the bracket, Becky versus Asuka. Becky Lynch has certainly had quite an interesting road to get here. She had her title shot against Bayley, but as we know, Bayley, via shenanigans, was able to retain the title, and Bayley decided not to take part in the Mae Young Classic. Remember, the winner of this tournament gets to pick their own prize. So it could be anything. What will they pick? We will find out. But that's what the winner gets in this tournament. And Becky squares off against Asuka, who, we've seen Asuka kind of reunite with Kairi Sane in recent months, but we've also seen kind of that, aggressive streak of Asuka come out at Survivor Series. They got her disqualified in that match, kind of holding on to the Asuka lock a little long. We've seen that mean streak of Asuka. Yes, very entertaining, but we've kind of seen that mean streak come back. And so could that play into this Mae Young Classic? We will find out on that. But I think this was the match that certainly made the most sense to put as the main event. It's a huge match, and I think this one will deliver and give us a really good rating. So I'm excited about this one. I really do. I think this is I really think this is one that, again, we will see the best of the best between Becky and Asuka, in my opinion. So that's one very excited about. And then we've got Toni Storm and Alexa Bliss, who, you look at this, and this is one that we've kind of played up to. Alexa Bliss kind of having her crew with Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai, but we've seen kind of the cracks in that with sort of the bickering between Bliss and Dakota Kai. Bliss kind of talking down to her, so that's kind of played in. Toni Storm, with looking at the possibilities with Toni Storm, she's been on the tag team with Liv Morgan, and, it is one where we still know that Toni Storm has had success in the Mae Young Classic before, has she not? So that's something you have to keep in mind, is her history in this tournament, and could that happen once again, where she is able to kind of, run through the field here and have a chance to really win this thing. So that's something else I have to think about, but I think this is another interesting first-round matchup between these two. Moving on down the bracket here, Sonya Deville and Kairi Sane. We talked about Sane, unfortunately, who was attacked by Charlotte Flair on the most recent edition of SmackDown, took out with a microphone And could that play into her first round match here against Sonya Deville, who, as we've pretty much pushed, is one half of this unbeatable tag team between Sonya and Shayna Baszler. But Sonya has been on a roll. She's yet to lose, and we'll talk about Baszler in a second. So can she continue that run here in this tournament? Look, if the numbers are what we're looking at here, then the two people with the best odds are the two people who have just been just steamrolling everyone, and that is Sonya Deville and Shayna Baszler. So could that be a possibility in the finals? We will find out. Then it's Charlotte Flair taking on a mystery opponent, and yes, I will tell you right now, I am very excited about both of these mystery opponents, and just having things in place to be able to kind of have these two set as the mystery opponents, which, remember, we did have a third with Lita, but that was revealed at Survivor Series. But I think these are two that will deliver in terms of mystery. So hopefully you guys will be excited by the two mystery opponents, but one of them will take on Charlotte Flair, who has had no shortage of opinions on this mystery opponent, calling them a coward because they won't show their face, and Charlotte saying that it doesn't matter who it is, past or present, it doesn't matter because she's beaten everyone, all of these accomplishments that she's had, and that she's going to win this tournament. And then, she has a pretty big prize in mind, if she wins the Mae Young Classic. So Charlotte kind of running down her opponent, having no idea who it is, but clearly Charlotte does not lack confidence. We do know that, for sure. So that is kind of your setup there, looking at it with, what the possibilities are, and we'll see who the mystery opponent is. But maybe if you're making your predictions, maybe you're going to pick both of the mystery opponents. Maybe that's a good idea to work with. Who knows? But we'll see if that mystery opponent. They got a pretty tough first round matchup against Charlotte. All right, to the bottom of the bracket we go, and that is Dakota Kai versus Bianca Belair. Of course, Belair is our SmackDown Women's Champion, has been, from the start of our save, basically at this point, essentially. And, this is a rematch. We've had this match before, and it was a really good match. We kind of played up Dakota Kai, feeling like she's getting her second chance here. But we've also played up the fact that Alexa Bliss does not think she can win. Alexa basically saying that she and Raquel Gonzalez are going to advance, but she does not think Dakota Kai has a chance here. And does that play into it? We will find out. Bel-Air, again, has been on a great run. Now, although, on our most recent episode of SmackDown, the 6-woman tag, it was Bliss, Kai, and Gonzalez getting the win over Bel-Air and Tamina and Natalya. So that's something with a little momentum coming in for that group in that. So could they be ones that, maybe we get an interesting setup? Could it be Alexa Bliss and Dakota Kai in the finals? Could it be Alexa Bliss and Raquel Gonzalez in the finals? What happens there? There's a lot of things to work with on that. And speaking of the possibilities, could it be Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez in the second round? Because right below this is Raquel and Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan, is someone who initially, we had some big plans for, and then we just kind of things a little bit up and down. And finally, though, we find the tag team with Toni Storm. And even though everything's kind of been focused on the singles action in recent weeks to build up for this tournament, we do know we built a pretty good tag team between those two. So, but she's got a challenge here. She's gonna certainly be at a size disadvantage against Raquel. And we've seen what Raquel's done. I mean, Raquel has been on a tear since she was called up. Whether it was kind of, attacking Bianca Belair at Survivor Series, and really just all the things, she has really, shown her strength here. And so I think this is going to be a challenge for Liv Morgan in the first round. But we'll see how it plays out. As we go on down, as we said, the bottom bracket here, the bottom part, Shayna Baszler versus another mystery opponent. And this is going to be an interesting one because, again, Baszler has pretty much been unbeatable, as has her tag team partner, Sonya Deville. These two have just basically steamrolled through everyone. And we will see, could Baszler finally meet her match here with whoever this mystery opponent is? We'll find out. But a lot of intrigue around both of these mystery opponents. And I am smiling and laughing right now because I'm like, I really hope these mystery opponents deliver, but I think they will. But yeah, I mean, it's this one I expect to be a good match. And again, it's, can this person stop Shayna Baszler, who has just been on a tear? We will find out on that one. So, and then we wrap up with Lita against Sasha Banks. We've played up the story Sasha seemingly being a little surprised by Lita being announced as the surprise opponent, because maybe she was expecting someone else, but Sasha hasn't really clarified what else was she expecting, who was she expecting to be her first round opponent, and yet here we are with this match, one that, again, sort of essentially a dream match here, having Lita come back, take on Sasha, and I think it sets up nicely for the possibilities there with this match. I don't really know what to expect with this one. Certainly we could have made this the main event, but I think we saw with Lita at Survivor Series, I think it was the rusty, whatever, in-ring rust or something that we saw as part of that 8-woman tag at Survivor Series. So I didn't want to put this the main event because, again, I just think Becky and Asuka, they're the two most over in terms of the matchups, at least, that we do know of right now. So I think that's certainly the best pick to be our main event. And then I expect some good matches elsewhere. I mean, really, I look at all of these. Like, I don't really look at any of these matches and be like, oh boy, this could be a struggle. Just in terms of like the match rating or the quality. I think we got a lot of good pairings here. And so I think that will play out pretty nicely in this tournament. So there you go. You're looking at the bracket as it stands right now. Make your predictions. Who do you think is going to win the Mae Young Classic? I think there's a lot of ways you could go here, and maybe that's just me being biased and feeling like hopefully I did a good job of building up a lot of different possibilities, but I think there's a lot of ways you could go with this. So let me know what you think. You don't have to give me your picks for every single match. You can if you want. I'd love that, but I'd love to know who you think's going to win this thing, and maybe who you think's going to meet up in the finals of this tournament, because I think there's a lot of potential pairings we could get with this, and I've teased a bunch of them. So we'll see what you guys think. So there is the bracket, and now we will quickly look at a couple things, and then we'll wrap up. All right, so as you know, we do have the Mae Young Classic Night 1 that takes place. That'll be our next episode, and then the episode after that, we will do Mae Young Classic Night 2. I'm going to try. We may just post these back-to-back days, unless you guys would like me to spread them out a little bit, just to do back-to-back days, just because, well, that's how it's actually going to work. They are on back-to-back days. And then, remember, with our busy schedule for December here, we'll have a couple Raws, a couple SmackDowns, and then we're straight to Armageddon, which is the Raw-branded pay-per-view for December. So a very busy month here on the series because, yeah, we've got some big shows. And I mean, Armageddon's going to be a big show. And then, of course, what do you know? We're going to turn the page to 2022 finally, and the Royal Rumble will be around the corner after that. So that is our kind of schedule to look ahead. So, yeah, it's pretty wild to think. We've got 3 big events here, but pretty big. Mae Young Classic, Night 1, Night 2. So there you go. There is a look at the Mae Young Classic. Be sure again to let me know in the comments. Give me your predictions on the tournament. Who do you think could win? How do you see this playing out? Lots of possibilities we could go with on that. And then, yes, on the next episode, it will be officially the start of the tournament with Night 1. And again, be sure to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out the AEW series. We got a lot of videos we're putting out on that already. And as you can tell as well, we've really started to pick up the frequency we're putting out our videos. But I finally kind of found a nice schedule to work with to where I can get these videos out more often. And since we do have several saves on the channel now, I want to be able to get those out a little more frequently. That way, you're not just getting one of these per week, but since we have basically multiple series going, you can get a couple of those each week, and that kind of keeps the frequency up a little bit. So be sure again to hit that subscribe button, leave your predictions for the Mae Young Classic, and on the next episode of our WWE 2021 series, Mae Young Classic Night 1.